Hi guys, this is a kind of like a little random dev session. What I want to do is just highlight some of the things that we've done. I don't think I'll get particularly far, although I can have a go and maybe add on to the end if I get to like a decent floor. So one of the things I want to show you is basically the second skill that we've put in. So as you can see, you have a target area that is nice and follow around, and then when you let go you do a move. So the idea is that it lets you, plan your attack a little bit. So I know possibly it's just flying here. There you go. And then that's the only bug that we have currently at the moment. The skill is if you randomly do it under yourself, you go really, really high up in the air. But the idea for this skill, this is obviously if you attach it to an axe or a hammer or a sword, the skill will change. So you've got to make sure that you know what your what type of skill that you want. And the idea is it just lets you plan a little bit of the attack. So you know the enemies are there, like these ones, so you can get a heads on them. I'm going to woo. Also, if you kind of like land on top of them, you kind of bounce. Try and do it here. No, you moved. Can we do it with the table? No, it goes through the table. Oh, with pops, I think you do. You probably small bounce. No, maybe not. I know you do bounce. So, as you can see, some of the things we've added are like little graphical elements to try and just flesh out the areas and stuff. I am massively over leveled for these floors because I'm like level 29, but as you can see, so that's one of the new armours we put in. I'm currently using the refresh belt, which gives you 10% health back every time you clear a floor, whereas that just is quite beefy defense, but it has terrible stamina recovery, so your stamina regenerates at a much slower rate. So I mean that was like the little bit of skill that I wanted to show. So it's about like planning. You could probably get the jump on these guys now as well, because they always annoy people when they were doing their little issues. So, I missed it. So we've kind of designed it to have a slight delay in like the AoE, the actual attack that follows from it. So it spreads out, so you don't have to be too accurate with it. As you can see, we just added like little bits of decoration, cracks into the floor now, and other bits, just to try and make it look pretty. Cool. I'm going to test it out. I think we can jump arrows. So let's see. There you go. Get you out of harm as well. You can obviously jump straight up in the air. So it can be used as a defensive as well as an attack. So if you think you want to get the jump on someone, you can do it. If you feel that, oh crap, there's like so much going on, I can't block in time, you can jump out of the way. So what we'll do now is we'll equip the axe. It's come with the skill. Obviously the idea is that you can attach the skill. So you can have two skills to a weapon. So if that was flurry, our other skill, you could have Y button do rush and B button do flurry. But what I'll do is I'll equip the axe with the skill, and I can show you what happens. So it's the same with the axe. The axes and hammers obviously have the same kind of, they're two-handed with classmers. So if you want to do your axe and your hammer mark, or you jump up in the air really big like that, you can do it. I assume that we're going to take that out fairly soon. You'll probably never get to play it with a super jump like that, sadly. We're going to keep the refresh, so we're almost at 490. a lot easier once you're massively over leveled. So I'm gonna jump into this crowd here. Yeah. It's a very useful skill, especially when you're quite powerful. Oh no! Okay, so this is our first rare monster, King Slime. I should be able to kill him fairly easily because I'm overly leveled, but you know, he kind of comes up to you. So he randomly appears based on certain events that you need to do, and he constantly keeps spawning slimes, which doesn't help. Oh, he's going to kill me, even at this level. Ooh. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let King Slime kill me, which he did by himself. So what you could have done is, if you wanted to progress, you could have decided to go past King Slime and not fight him. But I'm going to show you what King Slime does actually drop. Those are the new tutorial bits we've added at the beginning, just to make things a bit easier for people to figure out. So I'm going to go to floor 19. I've now leveled significantly. I'm going to stick it in potion. I know I need a few to get a potion, but I'm going to put in potion. So these are kind of like the new weapons that we've added. So as you can see, there's quite a few. I'm going to go for a stiletto, just for fun. I'm going to go with a refresh belt, because I've got 5 of them. And I'm going to go for let's go for the old door. Why not? So this is obviously our monster cards that I said to you before. So we've added the King Slime one now. The King Slime one has a different style because he's a rare monster, so we went with a cute style. I'm going to use one, although I don't really like using King Slime cards. Obviously the giant arrow on the screen is a bug, please ignore it. So what I'm going to do now is show you what happens when you use King Slime, and hopefully there's a way of testing it out. So as you can see, because I've used the King Slime card, you've got this little blue marker around you, and hopefully we'll get to some slimes, and I will show you what happens. Should have maybe picked up better armour. So we've added like little statues and things to the area, and it'll be an ongoing process. We'll just keep randomly adding little things that we feel it needs to. I just need to get to a few more slimes now. The Master Sword. I'll show you the Master Sword. So the Master Sword has a cool little... I'll get rid of these skeletons. Obviously you'll see the second abilities now of the enemies. Archers and skeletons have learned their second moves, and as you can see they're a lot more annoying. The Master Sword has now lost its uniqueness because I got hit during that. But there is my door. Oh, I've got a quick there. So what I'm going to do is, for the purpose of showing you, I'll use a potion. So basically what happens is, much like what it's paying homage to, is it fires swords, which if you're at full health, which is generally quite useful. We'll keep the Master Sword, being I've used it now, there's no point getting rid of it. Oh. And obviously the archers have got lovely homing arrows, which you can't block, which you've got to block. Right. As you can see, the second tier moves that the enemies learn add that little area. I mean, obviously, if you're playing the skeletons at the beginning, they're not that bad, but obviously they've learnt those abilities now, and in conjunction with themselves, they're very annoying, especially the fly across the screen move. So I'll quickly go through. As you can see, we've got the how to play controls. We've added the keyboard controls there as well, so people know. Obviously, preferably, I would say play the game with a pad, but if you don't have one, there is keyboard. So now we've added the prepare, which is obviously little bits of how to play. So it basically equip your emblems, then move on to your cards, and then move on to your skill. So we thought we'd lay that out to show the three aspects that going in. And then obviously some little things to notice. Obviously use a potion. You can see your potions on your character's belt. Obviously if you looked back into the controls, you'll know when to use a potion. Those refill health. The middle statue is when you get to a checkpoint. A rare monster, have a chance of spawning, and then a symbol to show you, and floors are random, hope for the best. So we've added little bits of information. We've also explained that the bar at the bottom is your stamina bar and not your health. And then obviously we've added the 3 type of monster cards so people know what they're getting, and chests, and and what you can choose to equip a new card, store a new card, steal a card skill, store a card skill. If you die, you lose all the loot you collected during the current floor. So we've added those bits, and then eventually in the actual game we'll show that once, and then it'll be embedded in the menu. I'm going to have to look into that because that's a bug, unless I've suddenly become level 40. Let's go with the sword. Let's go with heavy plate. Let's go with another door. I will show you the king's slime skill again because I have one left. I will show you now what it does, and then we'll go back in. I should have picked floor 1 there. Pray that we get a floor with slimes. And we do! Yeah. So basically, before it all goes horribly wrong, hopefully pay attention to what the slimes do and when they hit that blue circle. And this is basically what you get for killing King Slime. And I think it's generally quite an interesting concept. So we'll try and get rid of Giant Man here, who's got clearly issues today for whatever reason. So as you can see, as the slimes come in contact with the blue circle, they die because you have the king's aura about you because you killed King Slime. And I think that's quite a really cool ability to get. So I'm hoping that it's worth killing King Slime for, because obviously it just makes it a lot more fun running around just randomly killing slimes that can't kill you. And it makes some of these floors, as you can see, a lot easier. But that's the whole point. We wanted to make skills and abilities that are fun, not necessarily we want to skew balance a little bit. We want to give you the chance of doing things and playing around with the game and adding things and finding nuances. I mean that skill, that monster card alone at the beginning of the game will probably get you 5 floors instantly without getting hit, because you know, it's generally quite good. We'll just store that card. Store the axe. Is it another? Oh no. Oh. A very good place to stand. Come on. And obviously we're still adding things, and there's still things that we need to do and tweak. Slime floor, die! Generally quite fun playing around with this card. Just like, whatever, slimes. Yeah, thank you. Ooh, that's my body. So the idea is that if you die on a previous floor that you get to, you can now find your corpse lying on the floor, and then if you run over it, you'll get a card, which is just a little bit of loot. That's the better one. I'm going to save that for later. That gives you 30% health on a floor. So if you've got no potions, that is life-saving generally. So we're gonna ignore storing that, and then I'm just gonna do one more floor. Excuse me. Come on. I think I'm going to trim that block. It's quite long. But I'm letting players get used to attacking him while he's blocking and just having fun with it, because it's going to hurt later on. It's a bit of forewarning, obviously, with the skills that increase. Ooh! Copper potion, which are on your belt. What rare did we get? Bounty. Yeah, let's have a look at Bounty. I don't think anything's going to happen, but Bounty basically increases the amount of loot chests that spawn. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, these guys are business. Oh no! Take that potion refill. Oh. So you can see we're meching and tweaking, so obviously the bounty has produced 2 chests there, look, so I think it increases hit quite a lot. I think at the moment I think it's bugged. So I think it spawns more chests than it should do, which obviously, yeah, we're gonna. I mean, bounty spawned all that for you basically. Usually there's only 1 or 2. Bounties filled every single chest slot there is there. We're not going to do that because it would be suicidal. But as you can see, bounty does help. So it's one of those, if you're looking to get loot. No. If you're looking to get loot, particularly, particularly. I think it clearly also increases those. Almost floor 30. Nothing happens when you get to floor 30 though. Oh yes, guys. We have that ability, look. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, he caught me. That is where I shall end it. As you can see, we're making headway. We're going to Rezzed. That's our main thing. That is in a few weeks, I believe. We're bringing the game with us, and we look forward to anybody coming along and giving it a play, and we generally are quite excited for you to give it a try. What we're going to do is unlock... yes, that's clearly a bug. I will look into it, because I've leveled up 3 times there. What we're going to do is unlock all the cards for you as you play it. So when you come to Rezzed, every single weapon will be unlocked, and we want you to experiment with the weapons and play with the weapons. Obviously in the normal game you'd be expected to collect them, but for Rezzed, and because of the way the game is built, most people will probably only play it once or twice, and then they might move on, and we just feel it's a bit laboursome to expect them to collect cards in the normal way. So we will unlock all the cards so that you can have a play around with all the weapons, and we're going to do the same for the armour cards, so you'll get to play around with all the armour cards and pick which ones you like the best, like a brick. And we're going to do the same for the shields, and the same for the skills and the monster cards as well. So you'll be able to pick all of these monster cards and the King Slime monster card as well, which I'll probably think will be the most popular one, or it depends. So yeah, we're looking forward to being at Rezzed, and we hope everybody comes along. I know this has been a bit of a random one, but I felt we needed to just do another video just to say we're still working on the game and we've made some progress. There's things in there that didn't happen, so I couldn't show you, but at least you got to see the first rare monster. We're adding another rare monster soon, and there's going to be certain conditions to making that one spawn as well, so hopefully it'll be interesting for players to find out. There's also a small quirk with King Slime, but I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to let you guys figure that out, and I think it's quite cool, so you'll have to wait and see. So yes, we hope to see you at Rezzed, and please stop by and give the game a go, see what you think, speak to us, have a chat to us, give us feedback. If there's something you particularly hated, then feel free to discuss it with us, and we'll look forward to you then. Hi guys, just to quickly show you the new skill. I know this is kind of like the end of the old video, so you might have heard me say goodbye, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I've played the game again and managed to get the skill. I wanted to show you the comparison of how the skills work. So this weapon, to demonstrate, also has the 2 attacks on it. So there's attack 1 and attack 2, there's flurry flurry, so that's obviously a bug. One should say rush, one should say flurry. So if you press the Y button, you've got your flurry skill, and then if you press the B button, you've got your dagger. So the dagger skill is a little bit different. So like it has the ability to go through walls, as long as you can pathfind it around, so as long as you know there's a wall there. It's useful to a point. And also it doesn't do any AoE damage, but it does do does attack things like in a line, so it does damage for hitting things. So if you wanted something that did like AoE damage, then you could still use the axe or the hammer one, but then if you wanted more of a move into location or get out of the way ability, or do something that's more spinning, you can use that ability. And that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. So Now this will be goodbye. Oh no, actually, I can show you it on the sword too. How you thought that? So I'll show you if I can. I might die straight away. So this is the sword one, does an uppercut, and then kind of like picks where you land. So you can do an uppercut over there. Or like, so it does kind of like an uppercut and you jump. So it's more for like when you're in place and you want to, because it doesn't do any damage. Essentially, it passes anywhere, so it won't do anything in terms of damage. Those archers are having a right issue there. But if you stand near them and do it, you can get away with it. So that's the skill on the. So if you stand by him and then go over there, see, so it's a more of a attack for around you and to dive out of the way. There's the bug still with a giant. I've got to stand. No, I can't do it in there. It's like that's too risky. There we go. And I smashed the pot up there as well. There you go. That's where we need to get rid of the bug. So there you got to see quickly the 3 different aspects of the skills. Now I am going to go, so I shall bid you farewell.